Tonight on News 5 Live, a man is murdered while fishing near the port of Belize, while the body of another fisherman is recovered near Dead Man Key. A retired police sergeant is convicted of raping his 7-year-old stepdaughter. Belize fails to place in the AmeriCup tournament. And tonight on The Bright Side, an enduring businesswoman shares her story of success. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
1,067,700 slices of bacon are eaten by tourists each year, stimulating our local economy. Tourism means business.
My name is Waluko Mejia. I'm the General Manager at Copal Tree Lodge here in Toledo, Belize. The Belize Bank service we appreciate most is the Belize Bank ATM and the use of its debit card. It makes it very accessible for our employees here at Copal Tree Lodge. Essentially, they could access the ATM on their way home after work, and also that the local stores accept the use of a debit card.
Belize City, your high-octane, sharp-shooting, high-flying Belize City defenders are one win away from advancing to the BEBL finals.
Defenders don't frighten of nobody.
Coming off that hard-fought, grueling win against a team that is standing in their way. Them boys from San Pedro, the Tiger Sharks. So, if you miss that Game 1 battle, you can't afford to miss this Game 2 best-of-3 series war going down this Friday, June 7th. Inside the Belize Civic Center.
This team, they can't be this team defenders.
Come cheer on the defenders. It's defenders versus the Tiger Sharks. This Friday, June 7th. Fans, don't forget we have the big 1, 2, 3 halftime challenge for $4,000 in hard, cold cash. And not to mention resort stay and many more giveaways. Sponsored by
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, June 7th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. A man was murdered in Belize City on Thursday evening. He has been identified as Alfredo Enrique Rodriguez David. According to police, a couple that went fishing discovered David's lifeless body face down at the edge of the seaside in an area near the port of Belize. When the police arrived at the scene, they discovered a bicycle, a bucket with some fish inside, and a brown school bag, all on the edge of the seashore. About 100 yards away from the items, through a mangrove, trail, police discovered David's lifeless body with multiple gunshot injuries. Several expended shells were retrieved from the scene. We spoke to a relative of David. Here is what she told us that the family saw him around 8:30 on Thursday morning.
His wife was already concerned from after 11 because he told his wife he was gonna return home before lunch. But to her knowledge, well, what she thought was when he was having a good day, he would stay out and continue his good day. So she said her husband probably is catching a lot of fish, is being successful, so he's trying to finish the day. She became concerned more around after 6 when it got dark and he did not return. When she was talking to me, because I came home after work after 4, she was talking to me and she was concerned about him not return, So I told her, I said, relax, man. I said, maybe, he must have gonna heal somebody or whatever the case may be. But she was very fidgety, up and down, couldn't sit down, couldn't move around, and I was wondering why. But she said she just had a bad feeling. So I told her, I said, just relax. I said, if a certain time come, he will reach. So we saw Love News posted that they found a body, and the description was exact the way he left home. That's how she knew. And as she saw that, she came running up the stairs to tell me. When I went and I saw the post, I don't know how I skipped that. I was just looking at the details. Tall, brown, blue shirt, the detail, the description. So I didn't realize that until when we came to the police station, and that was what they told us. And we was like, what, shot? Because my thing when they said they found the body, I thought maybe because of this thing that he got, maybe he catch cramp, maybe he drowned, all different sorts of things, right? But when we realized that it's a police case, then we wondered why. That was when we were informed that it was actually a shot.
The lifeless body of 61-year-old Gilbert Flowers was found floating off Deadman Key on Tuesday. Flowers, a former resident of Mullins River Village who moved to Belize City a few years ago, spent most of his days at sea as a fisherman. Last week, he and 2 other men traveled to the area to prepare their gears ahead of the opening of the lobster season. Flowers, however, went missing on Saturday under what his family is describing as mysterious circumstances. His body was not found until 3 days later in a mangrove area not too far from where he was staying. Flowers' relatives are tonight seeking answers as they wait for a post-mortem to be concluded on his body. We spoke with his nephew, Albert Magdaleno, who told us that reports of his uncle's death came as a shock to them.
At this moment, everything is still a mystery because for the past 3 to 4 years, he has been working out at sea. He used to regularly send fish for me, so I gave me fish supplies, and I tell him, big snapper, the man handle me. But this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, one of his co-worker friend called me and tell me, boy, I have bad news here. They find your uncle float up in the sea dead. So I asked, well, how? Because he's a man who is known to the seas. He's originally from Mullins River, can live at Belize City. When they come to Belize City, he used to work on those boats, like Radio and United, where they go and they dig sand from Robinson Point, and then they bring it to barracks to sell. So sea and working on the seas is nothing new for him. So for here, I drunk kind of like, what? So we are still trying to gather information. All we know so far is that the Coast Guard found his body out in where they was, somewhere out at Turnef, and then they bring in the body and take it to Barrel Boom for post-mortem. I don't know if it happened as yet, but at that point, we don't know nothing else.
From your understanding, there was a period of him being missing?
About 3 days, until they made it publicly known that he was missing, and then they called in the Coast Guard and the gentlemen who were out there assisting help finding his body.
So you understand, you know if he was with anybody out there?
From what I was told, him and 2 other guys, so 3 persons on the island, because they do lobster pot for crayfish, lobster pot, and so they have to check the traps and so forth. But it's only 3 of them supposed to be on the island. But I know his friend is very upset because he's suspicious that something went adrift. Normal.
An alleged gunman appeared before Justice Candice Nanton today, where the Crown closed its case in a trial for attempted murder. Kareem Franklin is accused of trying to kill a pair of police officers during a drive-by shooting that took place on Mahogany Street in March 2016. Despite being caught on surveillance footage with a firearm in his hands, Franklin denies that he was ever on the scene and fired shots at the officers. Franklin is on trial for the attempted murder of PC Stephen Choko and Joseph Sutherland. It is alleged that the policemen were on motorcycle patrol on Mahogany Street when they came across Franklin, who was also a passenger on a motorcycle. The driver of the motorcycle was signaled to pull over. Instead of doing so, the driver sped off and a pursuit ensued. That's when Franklin reportedly produced the handgun and opened fire in the direction of the officers. Franklin claims that on the day of the incident, he was at home, and around 1 o'clock that afternoon, he went over to a football field where his mother was watching him play football. He says that's when they heard the gunshots. Kareem Franklin is being represented by attorney Ronel Gonzalez. Franklin is on remand at the Belize Central Prison. A retired police sergeant has been convicted of the rape of a child and sexual assault, and tonight he is on remand at the Belize Central Prison until he is sentenced on July 16th. Earlier today in the High Court of Justice Candice Nanton, the 66-year-old former officer was found guilty of molesting and raping his 7-year-old stepdaughter. The Crown was able to prove the charges during the testimony of the child, with corroborating evidence from the little girl's mother as well as a teacher whom she confided in. The minor, who testified in camera, told the court that sometime between October 5th and December 17, 2021, her stepfather raped her. A few months later, in April 2022, he molested her. Justice Nanton, in finding the stepfather guilty, concluded that the testimonies of the child, her mother, and teacher only strengthened the prosecution's case. The retired policeman denied the allegations and told the court that the entire story was fabricated. Ahead of his sentencing, a victim impact assessment, as well as the social inquiry report and psychiatric evaluation, have been ordered. Coming up, what do you do when faced with a problem cat?
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good." As we face the conflicts of life, it is good to remember that it is not how we act as much as how we react. God's Word reminds us that we do not overcome evil with evil, but we overcome evil with good. A young single mother demonstrates this for me in an unforgettable way. She was married to a husband who was a drunkard. All efforts to rehabilitate him seemed to fail. The evil influence on the young son in the home was not good. Finally and painfully, the home broke up, with the mother gaining custody of the young son. The mother went to work, and God began to bless her efforts. She was very concerned about the influence the former husband was having on her son as a role model. She wanted more for the husband and the son. Therefore, she provided the finances for her former husband to go back to school and to be professionally trained for a worthy profession. No, the couple did not get back together, but a young mother taught her son and all of us that the best way to repay evil is not with evil, but with good. This is what Jesus did for all of us at Calvary. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at The V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected. we're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
MacNav Visual Strategies, where creativity meets business. Step inside our world of innovative visual solutions. From captivating graphic design to expansive wide format productions, our services are tailored to bring your vision to life. Experience the impact of our high-quality signage and billboards, embroidery, promotional items, and professional paper printing, all designed to elevate your brand's presence. Every project reflects our commitment to creativity, quality, and client satisfaction. At MacNav Visual Strategies, we transform ideas into visual realities. Get in touch today.
On Thursday morning, 4 armed thieves made their way onto the State Bank compound near Mile 5 on the George Price Highway. While on the property, the men assaulted a pair of security guards before making off with a white and black Colombian vessel that was docked in a nearby canal. Earlier today, the Belize Police Department reported that the 32-foot boat has been recovered. However, both 200 horsepower Yamaha outboard engines are missing. Anyone with knowledge of the whereabouts of the engines are asked to contact Crime Stoppers Belize with that information. A team of workmen contracted by the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing has begun the painstaking process of dismantling the old Hullover Bridge. The structure was built in the 1940s and straddles the mouth of the Belize River. Since it has been replaced by a modern bridge that was inaugurated a few weeks ago, the plan is to take down the existing structure and relocate certain sections to other parts of the country, including Cayo District. Chief Engineer Evandale Moody explains.
We decided, let's see if we could salvage the structure and use it somewhere that could be beneficial to the public. And so we thought that using it in Santa Familia would be an ideal location because the river span is not that long.
Right.
And so we're only using 2 sections of the Hullover Bridge at that location.
Oh.
We expect to use the 3rd section in Camalote, where you have a road going to the ATM caves. There's a small wooden bridge structure there. So once we could garner funds later this year, we expect that we would use that last section for the ATM cave sections.
Today, the Ministry of Blue Economy held its 2nd Climate Resilience Fair. It followed the Climate Resilience Forum on Thursday and is a testament of the efforts of everyone, including the NGO community, who have contributed to ensuring that Belize is more climate resilient than it was in previous years. The fair also precedes World Oceans Day on Saturday, a day set aside globally to bring awareness to the important role the world's oceans plays in life on the planet. News 5 stopped in at the fair and spoke with a few of the people that made the event possible. Here's that report.
The impact of climate change on the earth has prompted countries to introduce measures that people can follow to slow down the process and, at best, reverse those impacts. Felicia Cruz, the director of Blue Economy, says that the planet's waterways have suffered immensely, not only from climate-related activity, but from human behavior as well.
Our seas, of course, have been faced with unprecedented challenges, as you mentioned, climate change, overfishing, pollution. It's a combination of many factors that have affected our fishing sector. But at the end of the day, our government remains adamant in ensuring that we sensitize the people and that we also enforce the laws of Belize.
the Wildlife Conservation Society has been actively engaging fishing and farming communities in methods to not only adopt but to adjust those behavioral patterns that have helped to damage our planet. Communications Coordinator Desiree Arzu says the focus is to help these communities develop their first ever climate action and management plan.
We're working in 3 communities in Belize. You know of the MFC, of course. You've done the storytelling competition that we've had in the Maya Forest Corridor, so we're working there to restore forests. We're also working at Glover's Reef, which is at Middle Key, where we have our research station, and we're working with Saltwater Key Marine Reserve as well, which Saltwater and Glover's are 2 of the areas where WCS does a lot of research work. So we're promoting nature-based solutions in order to address climate change.
What message are you taking to these same communities to let them know that, listen, climate change, a big part of it has to do with human behavior, human activity. A lot of the health of the environment has to do with what we do with the environment.
Small things we can do, like we keep saying this, but the more we repeat it, I believe, hopefully it sticks with people. I mean, things like turning off the faucet when you're brushing your teeth, not throwing garbage in the environment, and putting it in a bag until it reaches somewhere to securely to place it in a secure location.
Founded in 1987, the Holchan Marine Reserve is the first established marine reserve in Belize. Its responsibilities include monitoring and managing the reserve and working on projects such as the sea turtle nesting program in Ambergris Key. Executive Secretary Vicky Koch told us that visitors to Holchan follow the rules and regulations in keeping it as healthy as possible for the most part.
The people here in San Pedro, we do care about our reef. So as long as we keep working with them, we keep educating them and sharing with them about the do's and don'ts, then we have a very positive community feedback. And they actually respect, our rules and regulations at the reserve. We also have our operations and enforcement team that is out at the reserve 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So, we can say that our guides and guests are very cooperative when it comes to that.
Today's Climate Resilience Fair was held a day before World Oceans Day on Saturday. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Earlier this week, the Forest Department had to remove a jaguar from the City River area where the animal had started to feed on someone's poultry. The department went in, tranquilized the jaguar, and relocated it to a reserve further away from the residential area. Today, Deputy Chief Forest Officer John Pinello told News 5 that the department doesn't like to refer to these jaguars as predators because oftentimes it is humans who encroach on their habitats and then complain when the big cats feed on their farm animals.
The animal is doing what it's doing naturally in its habitat. Oftentimes, we're the ones who go into its habitat and take over the area, and then when the animal starts giving problems, then we start complaining. But so we don't like to classify it as a predator. I prefer to call it a flagship species because the jaguar is an indication of how healthy our forests are. If you have jaguars, that means everything else below the food chain is working well. Yeah. So that's the first situation. From time to time, we have human-jaguar interaction, or human and puma, or mountain lion, or red tiger, as they call it, interactions. And that is where then the public should get in touch with the department, the forest department, to voice their complaint so that we can then send in our unit to do an assessment. There are a series of activities that we can potentially conduct. Initially, we tend to put up cameras to make sure that it is a jaguar. A lot of times we get complaints from people that jaguars are killing their livestock, and when we find out it's actually coyotes, because we do now have coyotes in Belize. Obviously, we don't work on the weekends, but we have a Facebook Facebook Forest Department page, of which our staff manages and monitors that page. And so you can message us and give us the information, and then we will tell you when we can react. Our team reacts pretty fast. We don't always do what people expect we will do, which is either shoot them or capture them, because sometimes the animal is just passing through. If you live in the animal's environment and he steals a chicken from you or something like that, that is part of the natural process of things. Like I said, remember, we're the ones moving into their environment. But if there is serious livestock loss or a threat to human lives, then we will take matters into our hands to try and decide whether we move the animal.
After the break, a former primary school student turned businesswoman gives back to her alma mater. But first, here's the weather update with data from the National Meteorological Service.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brothers Abet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
En un mundo impulsado por la tecnología, el programa de becas de Digi abre puertas a infinitas posibilidades. Únase hoy al programa de becas de Digi, donde los sueños se encuentran con la innovación y el conocimiento se transforma en acción.
Mi nombre es Fabián Solórzano, residente del pueblo de Punta Gorda. Tengo 15 años y estoy asistiendo al Colegio Comunitario de Toledo, en el 3er grado. Estoy muy emocionado por compartir con ustedes, futuros estudiantes que planean aplicar para este programa, cómo me ayudó a mí y a mi familia. Yo tuve el privilegio de ser uno de los afortunados de conseguir la beca. Eso fue de gran ayuda para mí y también para mis padres. Debido a la beca, los gastos de la educación y los gastos del día a día fueron más fáciles de equilibrar. A la vez, esto me permite poder mantenerme más enfocado en mis estudios. Digi ve un potencial increíble en nosotros y quieren impulsarnos a seguir nuestras metas. Así que yo quiero invitar a todos ustedes que quieran aplicar, que lo hagan, porque ustedes también pueden ser bendecidos con una beca.
Únase al programa de becas de Digi hoy y embárquese en un viaje de empoderamiento, educación y excelencia. Visite nuestro sitio web para obtener más información sobre cómo puede ser parte de esta oportunidad que cambia vidas. Solicita ahora y libera tu potencial con Digi. Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
The Ministry of Blue Economy and Disaster Risk Management, in partnership with the National Adaptation Plan Global Network Secretariat, will be hosting the second Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum and Fair on June 6th and 7th. This year's theme is linking science and livelihoods towards climate resilience for the coastal zone and fisheries sector of Belize. Come and take part in presentations relating to climate change and national adaptation and mitigation initiatives, the use of scientific knowledge to enhance resilience, and how men and women in our community can positively impact our coastal zone and fisheries sector. On day 1, June 6th, the Blue Economy Forum will provide a platform for NGOs, academia, and private citizens to present your plans, projects, and national initiatives at the Belize Biltmore Plaza from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. On day 2, June 7th, the Blue Economy Fair takes place at the Fisheries Compound on Princess Margaret Drive, where stakeholders such as NGOs, fisherfolk organizations, and MSMEs will showcase their booths. There will also be lots of raffle giveaways. Everyone is invited to the second Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum and Fair on June 6th and 7th.
It is next to impossible for children to learn while they are sitting in class on an empty stomach. For some students at St. John's Anglican Primary School in Belize City, it's an everyday reality. While the school attempted to assist these students through a feeding program, many were still unable to afford it. Today, that problem is no more after a former student and entrepreneur offered to sponsor the program and renovate the school's kitchen. News 5's Brittany Gordon attended a ceremony where the big reveal was made. Here's that story.
At St. John's Anglican Primary School in Belize City, there are currently 117 students enrolled. It is an insignificant number at first glance, until you realize that 42% of the student body finds it difficult to acquire 3 meals a day. Darlene Belgrave, principal of St. John's Anglican, told us that it is important that the needs of students in small schools such as these aren't overlooked.
You said it right. The smaller the school, the more it struggles, especially from the area where they come from. Many of our parents don't have a job, and it's hard for them to find school fees for their children, find food, and so I do glad when I reach out to the community and they would come and collaborate and give us back.
The school attempted to address this problem through a feeding program. For just $3, students were provided lunch. But even at this low cost, nearly half of the students enrolled in the program could not afford to pay. It was from this heartbreaking discovery that former student and teacher Stephanie Crawford realized she had to step in.
This school is a school that has my heart. I used to attend this school when I was a little girl. I completed my bachelor's at the University of Belize, and I came back to teach here for a period of 3 months. And that's where I saw the need of, the children. A few children didn't have food to eat, and it started as young as age 5. And that's something that really stayed on my heart. I said as soon as I'm in a position to be able to donate, I will donate.
Just under 2 years ago, Crawford launched Face and Body Painting BZ. The business has taken off well throughout the country. It is through this success that she was able to partner with Caribe Blue Casino to renovate St. John's Anglican School's kitchen and sponsor the feeding program for an entire year. The renovations were completed on Thursday, and so a small ceremony was held this morning to commemorate the occasion.
So today we refurbished the kitchen and we're reopening it, and we're also starting a new feeding program, which is they had a feeding program here before, but the children had to pay $3 in order to enroll in the feeding program, and some children could not meet that amount, even though the school tried their best to make it as low as possible. So we're going to make the feeding program free for 1 year. It's like a pilot program, and we'll see how well this goes, and if it goes well, we're going to see how long we can continue this program.
The renovated kitchen was repainted, equipped with a brand new stove and a fan to keep it cool while in use. The ceremony held this morning was to reveal the new kitchen to students, but also to surprise Belgrave, who had no idea about the sponsored feeding program Crawford planned to implement.
Wow, I did not know that was a surprise, and so thank you to Ms. Steph. Our children would really appreciate that, because many of the times they don't come to school because of a meal that they cannot get. So I'm very, very grateful for her.
The team will be doing its best to provide hearty and healthy meals for children. Crawford says that if this first round goes well, it will be extended to providing breakfast as well.
So we're going to be preparing a menu. However, the menu so far has things like rice and beans, a mixture of hot dogs, spaghetti. We're adding a lot of fruits and vegetables as well. First, the program that we're starting is only going to be lunch, but depending on how well it goes, we will be looking into providing breakfast and lunch. Breakfast will be a whole meal, such as maybe avocados, toast bread, a little bit of fruit, and some fruit juice for them to drink early in the morning.
The bond between the former student and principal has only grown with time, as Belgrave says that she considers Crawford a friend. She explains that she endeavors to impart a spirit of kindness and friendship in all her students so that they may grow up to be good citizens and give back to their community.
I was sharing with my student, one of my motto was, in friendship we meet, in friendship we part. When Steph was a student, she was a A+ student. And as a teacher, when she came back, I treated her as an adult. I did not, be her boss. I was like a friend to her. And so I shared with them that when you be good to people, in return, they will come back and do the same thing. I always ask them that one of our goals as a teacher is not the $1 million that we make or $1,000, but doing good, seeing your student contribute positively to society, and especially when they come back and give to the place that they got their educational foundation. So it is a joy for me.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize's national under-18 basketball team fell short of its goal to become one of the top 4 teams in FIBA's AmeriCup 2024. A place in the top 4 would have secured Belize's ticket to FIBA's Under-19 World Cup 2025 in Switzerland. After losing 3 of 4 group games earlier this week, Belize faced off against the Dominican Republic, the number 1 ranked team in their group, and it almost went down to the wire. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
It was Team Belize's last chance to qualify for FIBA's Under-19 World Cup in Switzerland next year. After Wednesday night's upset against host country Argentina, Team Belize played against the Dominican Republic this afternoon. The winning team secured a spot in the 2025 FIBA World Cup. Early in the first quarter, the Dominican Republic led by 8 points, following this jump shot from Wilmer De La Rosa. Belize finally got on the scoreboard with 2 free throws from Josiah Mosley. Just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Mosley had 2 defenders on him. He spun around, jumped, and made the 2. The first quarter ended with Belize trailing by 1 point. In the second quarter, Belize took an early lead. Mosley at the 3-point line extended that lead to 5 points. Adrian Brito cleaned up under the rim for the Dominican Republic, and they regained the lead. The Dominican Republic was up when Mosley found his way through their defense and got to the rim to cut down the lead. Just over a minute on the clock in the second quarter, De La Rosa Santos from the 3-point line brought the DR to 34 points. The half ended at 34 apiece after this huge effort from Wilford Dawson. The Dominican Republic went on a 7-0 run early in the third. Dawson broke that run with a smooth 2-point jump shot. With just under 3 minutes left in the third, Team Belize was only trailing by 2 points when Felix Herhe caught a 3-point shot to extend his team's lead. But the game was not over for Team Belize. They fought to keep this one within range. 18 seconds left on the clock, and Dawson again, this time tying the game at 54 points to end the third quarter. The fourth quarter decided this one. A minute and a half into the fourth, with Belize up by 1, Mosley puts it up over 2 of the defenders and extends Belize's lead to 3 points. The opportunity to make an appearance in FIBA's 2025 U19 World Cup quickly began to slip out of the hands of Team Belize in the final 5 minutes of this one. De La Rosa drives, makes a big pass under the rim, and extended their lead to 9 points. The DR's lead was at 11 points when Parham came up with the steal and sprinted down the other end to bank a 3-point shot. Unfortunately, it would not be enough to overcome the DR's late fourth quarter run. Dominican Republic won the match 79 points to 69 points. Belize plays over the weekend for the 5th to 8th position in the AmeriCup. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we return, more on wildfires wreaking havoc across the country.
City residents, civic pride is all our responsibility. It's about taking ownership of our city and embracing its beauty. But amidst this beauty lies a growing concern: the continuous destruction of city property. And a part of civic pride is taking care of public property. Therefore, the Belize City Council takes this time to remind city residents that these acts are not just vandalism. They are crimes against rights to property and criminal damage to property. Under Chapter 101 of the Criminal Code within the substantive laws of Belize, a person who, without lawful excuse, destroys or damages any property belonging to another, intending to destroy or damage such property, or being reckless, shall be guilty of a crime. Upon conviction, a person can face up to 1 year imprisonment. We must all do our part to safeguard what belongs to all of us, what belongs to our city. Together, we can make a difference. This is our city. Let's respect it. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Global rise in temperatures due to climate change increase the severity of dry weather conditions experienced in Belize. Forest fires, dust buildup, and contamination of our power lines can result in power interruptions. At BEL, we continue to do our part to minimize the impacts of challenging weather conditions and improve the reliability of our power line system. You can help. Report forest fires or damaged power line structures using our BEL 24/7 app or call us at 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. We continue to serve you.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include cath lab, adult intensive care unit, neonatal intensive care unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
In early May, a family of 13 was displaced after a fire destroyed their home in Trio Village. Yurichuk, her mother, sister, and 10 children lost everything in a fire except for the clothes on their backs. Now, a month later, the family is reaching out once again to ask for assistance as they have not received much help and are still in need of a home. We spoke with Chuck earlier today where she detailed the family's current situation.
Like how a lot of us stay in a one rent and it's kind of small, so like we would like kind of bigger house to stay for us. Like in a one house, right? Like a lot of us is in there. It's all 11, and some of the children sleep on the floor. Well, during the fire victim, we lose a lot. All our kitchenettes, our clothes, and one of my sons going to high school soon as possible, and we lost all of his textbooks we already bought.
Okay. Can you tell me where people can reach you? What number can they call you to help?
Here in Trial Village, number 608-6845.
What would you prefer that they give to you right now?
Well, like food, clothes, and like how we said we want our house where we can be like live like how we did before.
The start of the rainy season is welcomed as Belize has been grappling with an extended heat wave for several weeks. However, the rain is not anticipated to come without risk. Earlier this week, Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai told us that while the approaching rain would certainly assist in fire relief efforts, it poses a very real threat to water supplies in the affected areas because of the amount of ash that would run off into the waterways. We asked John Bowden, Principal Public Health Inspector at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, if they're working proactively to combat this issue. Here is his response.
Well, as it starts, we are the ones responsible for drinking water quality within the country. And we have had the discussion with our water labs to get prepared, and we have the officers that will go out and do testing of these wells to give us a indication as to whether the wells are contaminated or not. The bigger picture, I think, is when we would be having flooding in the future. The ash that is still remaining on the surface will become a lot of sedimentation that the system would need to treat. So we have reached out to BWS to see how prepared they are, and they are taking all these measures into consideration to ensure that they have the necessary filters and to do the necessary procedures that might be required.
Aside from the damage to wildlife, agriculture, and the livelihoods of Belizeans living in areas nearest to the fires, the compromised air quality poses a real threat to those in the affected areas. Several villages in Toledo and Cayo districts have displayed copious amounts of smoke in the air, rendering it difficult to breathe for some villagers. John Bowden, Principal Public Health Inspector at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, says that the ministry has taken a proactive approach to assisting people in coping with the smoke and that for the most part, the communities have been handling the situation well. Here is Bowden with more information.
As per usual in any emergency, the Ministry of Health would normally activate its COC to address any situation on the ground. Of course, this one is rather different than any other that we had responded to. In terms of the number of cases, and we look at the epidemiological week from the start of this year, which is week 1 through week 22, we noted that at the first 3 months, we had a lot of cases in terms of respiratory condition. Comparing to this time period, which is at week 22, we note that the number of cases that we at least would have thought that would have been contributed as a result of the fire is not that significant. It's not to say that people are not facing challenges, but I think people have been doing things on the personal level to actually combat the situation. For example, the using of face masks, and we know that many people still have face masks out there, and we have been issuing out face masks as well. But I think with the collaboration, both Red Cross and Ministry of Health, and we're in the same cluster, we do the same type of activities. we have managed to reach out to the people that have or that were in need of any assistance. At the hospital level, we do have the facility on standby if there is a need for the treatment of anybody who might be affected seriously, and we continue to monitor the situation, and we continue to provide advisory to the community as well as how to best to address the situation.
So you wouldn't say you've had critical cases?
No, we haven't seen any at this moment.
How, in your view, has that been avoided given that the smoke is right in everyone's faces and noses, I'd say?
Yeah, I think before the escalation of the fire, we had been putting on advisories, and even with the Department of Environment in the early part of the year, we had some advisories on, and so I think a lot of people know how to address fire and smoke inhalation issue, and they have been taking heed.
Although the rainy season has begun, Belize has yet to experience a downpour that would offer a reprieve from the prolonged heat wave the country has been suffering from. This heat wave has not only exacerbated the wildfires running rampant in densely forested areas, but raised health concerns regarding heat exhaustion and air pollution from the smoke. Recently, Minister of Education Francis Fonseca was asked whether any assistance is being provided for students and teachers in these areas and whether classes would be shortened as a result.
Yeah, well, lots of things to help them, but not shorten classes. We need our students in school. But what we've done is we've worked with the Ministry of Health to make sure that we put out advisories for the schools, that we make sure that we're sharing proper advice with the principals and teachers and managers, so that they have guidance on how they can help their students, to deal with the excessive heat. You're absolutely right. We're dealing with excessive heat across the country. Obviously, it's created many problems for us in terms of the areas where we've had fires. In Toledo, we've had to close schools on a number of days because of the smoke and fires. So in that case, we do close schools. So yeah, it's an important issue, but we continue to work with our managers and with the Ministry of Health to make sure that we're giving proper advice to our schools.
Up next, tonight's episode of The Bright Side highlights the endurance of a single mother turned businesswoman.
I listened to the CEO in the Prime Minister's office, Dr. Osman Martinez, and this gentleman said that Toledo is in the dark ages.
Whenever we want to go back to the 20th century, we have to take it to Toledo East, especially in the rural areas where there is no water, no electricity, no internet, poor road infrastructure, medical, not even a fire truck.
And I agree with him that the people of Toledo have been abandoned by this government. For 4 years, this government has been in office and they cannot point to one policy that they have implemented for the benefit of the people in Toledo, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, please.
I am merely reporting, Mr. Speaker, the concerns of the people in Toledo and the concerns of your CEO. He is the one that is saying that you have abandoned the people in Toledo East, and we can see that. I am merely calling Dr. Martinez's name because he's telling you that they need help. So bring the people out of the dark ages. The people in Toledo deserve better.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on roofing, plywood, nails, rebar, paints, lumber, and other products for your construction needs. And with fantastic discounts going on right now, get store-wide deals on select products from now through September 30th. Visit a Benny store near you today where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
this plan. I can't left this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Greetings. On this World Environment Day 2024, I stand before you as your Minister of Sustainable Development and Climate Change with a message of hope and action. The theme for this year, land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience, calls us to unite in safeguarding our precious land and natural resources. Belize, our home, is facing challenges posed by land degradation, desertification, and drought, threats that require urgent attention and collective effort. It is imperative that we take a stand to protect our environment, for it sustains us all. Together, we can make a difference by promoting sustainable land management practices, engaging in reforestation efforts, and implementing water conservation measures. We can build resilience and ensure a more secure future for our children. Let us commit to being stewards of the land, guardians of our environment. Together, let us work towards a greener, more sustainable Belize. Happy World Environment Day 2024.
This week, we're shining a spotlight on resilience in small business, a quality every entrepreneur understands. It's the grit and determination to persevere when the odds seem insurmountable. Naomi Usher embodies this spirit. As a single mother and seasoned entrepreneur with over a decade of experience, she has faced her share of challenges. When one business failed, she didn't give up. She created another. We caught up with her at her booth at the Mahogany Street Reserve Project and found this week's look on the bright side.
Morning, Miss Naomi. Can I get some breakfast, please? Ooh. I know you have your sandwiches, so I think I'm gonna go with ham and cheese this morning.
Okay, sure.
Can I also get some pepper?
Jalapeno or very sharp?
Jalapenos. I'm here at one of my favorite places to purchase delicious Belizean breakfast or lunch. It's also arguably a favorite for the entire community here on Mahogany Street. Belize City Tacos is the name, but if you look on the menu, tacos is nowhere in sight.
Since my shop name City Tacos, and I think that's a tricky kind of thing when people pass around here, because when they come in the morning and like, can I have $3 pork tacos or $2 tacos? And I'm like, no, we don't have any tacos. This is what we have on the board.
The confusion comes from the owner, Naomi Usher, being the face of one of her first business ventures. The real Belize City Tacos was situated on Yarborough Road. Usher is a resilient entrepreneur who began her journey at 22 years old when she started selling tacos and other corn-based meals. She also had a small business renting a bouncy house, a feeding program, and even sold cooked beans. Where did all these ideas come from the bouncy house to cooked beans?
The bouncy house was when my son was 3 years old, and wanted something different for a party, and I saw this on Facebook, and that inspired me for me to do my own Lee Bongse House business. I saved up the money from where I was working, and that's how that became. Then the beans business became because we Belizean people, we Belize City people, we like everything easy. So I say, you know what? People will want beans, don't cook already if they get up late. Just purchase a pound of beans, we don't cook and just put it on, on the stove, and it was successful. I still sell beans up to now when people order, so.
Usher's enduring spirit has brought her through successful ventures, but has also taught her perseverance. When one business failed, she went on to another.
I remember COVID came, and then it affected my Bongse House business. I actually had some new Bongse houses, but because of the lockdown, I couldn't do it anymore because they get, they rotten away. So then I decided to open back one food shop. And same thing happened with the kids program. 2 years of them being at home locked me off, and I was there home thinking, what can I do again? And I started again with the breakfast in a box.
You get to choose what you'd like your breakfast to be. This morning I went with a sandwich. Inside there's cheese and ham, and really this is all I wanted for breakfast this morning. But with the obvious crowd and the quality food, Usher makes it look easy. As an entrepreneur, what would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome in the span of 11 years?
My biggest challenge has been financial. Financially, I would say more, and maybe advertising. I had to find my own ways of advertising and my own ways of getting my financial income to come in so that I can be able to have this that I have now.
Usher started her business at a humble location just a distance from where she is now. She didn't have much space, only a wish to stay in her community. So when the opportunity presented itself for her to secure a booth with the Mahogany Street Reserve project, Usher crossed her fingers.
I saw the opportunity here at Mahogany. It's a busy street. I bring something different here from everybody else that have a shop here, and people are pleased with it. When I heard the news that they were going to build small booths for us, the people that were renting shops, it was a good news until I got that key in my hand. I was like, thank God. It was a relief not paying rent anymore. I was paying $300 to $400 a month. Now I am saving that amount. It's a great help that I got. So when you believe in yourself, when you focus, you go a long way.
Hesme Bernardez has been working with Naomi for the past 8 months and is also inspired to be in her shoes one day.
We sell breakfast, we sell lunch also. The things what we sell the most is the stuffed ducks in the morning, the waffle, the pancake wrap. We have wraps also, and grilled sandwich, and bagels and croissants. It's good that to be independent and then for work for yourself, especially we have a lot of single mothers out here, we try out there for weekends. We try different things for work. Sometimes when you work for other people, it don't really work out, so you try things for yourself.
Once you put God in everything that you do, in your business, in your life, He will be the one to guide you. He's the one that told me not to give up. He has something for me. We can only see from a certain point of view, but He sees everything that He has for you in your life, and He was the one that have me where I am today, apart from my customers.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5believe.com on both our Facebook and YouTube. I'm Annalena Polonia. From all of us here at Channel 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.